It can be easy to visit a Japanese town, see a couple of highlights, and then quickly move on to the next. But what if you don't want to just skim the surface? Something that's really exciting about Japan is how every town has its own unique history and local delicacies, and they really lean into it. Essentially, they're the perfect places for travelers to slow down and dive deep. And that's what we're doing today in Obuse. This is a small town halfway between Nagano City and the Snow Monkeys, and it's not too far from where we live in the countryside of Nagano. So we're heading over there for a day trip. The goal? To immerse ourselves in everything that makes this particular Japanese town unique. I don't really know where we are right now. We just went up a back street and we are transported into this little alley. Where is it? I don't know, but it's cute to explore.
Before arriving in Obuse, we did a little bit of research online to find out what there is to do. But for any Japanese town, I also really encourage you to make a stop at the Tourist Information Center when you first arrive. The level of English support varies from town to town, but they can be a great source of information, especially the staff. Obuse is pretty well equipped with English, so we grabbed all the pamphlets we could and set off. One of the things Obuse is famous for is Hokusai, an artist who created the famous Great Wave of Kanagawa print. And a fantastic way to see some of Hokusai's work is at the museum in Obuse. Honestly, we're not usually big art fans, but this was such a good visit and the perfect place to start a deep dive into the town. You might be wondering how Hokusai, an artist most famous for his 36 Views of Mount Fuji series, and Obuse, a small town nowhere near Mount Fuji, are connected. Well, Hokusai spent his last years living in Obuse, and one of his final works was a painting on the ceiling of a nearby temple. So that's where we're off to next. It's about a 25-minute walk outside of town, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking, is this really worth it? But if you're up for it, I think exploring on foot like this can give you a really nice sense of what an area is about. And in this case, it's all about fruit farms.
So we've just gone inside the temple and we've come back out here, and unfortunately you can't take photos or videos inside the temple itself, so I can't show you the real big beautiful phoenix on the ceiling, but I did get a little souvenir, so you can see it in miniature form here, and to see the real one you'll just have to come for yourself. But yeah, we're quite far from the city center, about 2 kilometers here, but there's still a lot of people. It seems really popular here, especially among Japanese tourists. I think because it's so exciting to come and see a work from one of Japan's most famous artists, and the temple itself is beautiful, the autumn leaves are popping. It's just a really lovely place to come. I'm glad that we've come here. At the back of the temple, there's also a small garden, which was beautiful with the autumn colors. Before heading back into town, we stopped for morning tea at this cafe next to the temple. I could tell you something poetic about how you should stay open to places and experiences not in your itinerary. But honestly, we just saw cake and followed our stomachs. I got the chestnut flavored cake, and chestnuts happen to be the local delicacy here in Obuse. But we'll be eating more sweets later, so we'll let you know more about it then. After, we bought a day pass for the local bus from the cafe and headed back into town. Transport isn't always super frequent in small Japanese towns, including Obuse. So if you don't want to arrange yourself around an infrequent schedule, we'd recommend planning to walk, or often there are bike rentals you can use instead. On a beautiful autumn weekend like today, the town centre was pretty busy. But if you step into a shop or cafe, you can easily find some quiet. And for us, the first way to do that was to get some lunch. Most of the time, I just use Google Maps to search for restaurants and cafes. In smaller towns like this, if you come across a place that has a far greater amount of reviews compared to others, potentially in the thousands, then usually you've stumbled upon one of the town's famous spots. For lunch, we went to a restaurant called Kurabu, which translates to warehouse area. Traditionally, it's a place where sake workers would have come to rest and eat while waiting for the sake to brew in winter.
Well, usually when we go to restaurants, Amy and I try and get different things, so we can kind of like have a taste of everything, you know? But in the end, this just looked too good. We had to both get one, but I'm fine with that.
After learning of the sake-related history of our lunch spot, it was only natural that next we visit a sake brewery for ourselves.
This is absolutely filled to the brim. I feel like if I tremble even a little bit, I'll spill it all. Wow. Man, I really just don't know much about sake, to be honest, because we don't drink a lot, but I can taste the difference between the two of them, which is like a good thing at least. So if you're really into it, you could like come here and taste them all and see which one suits you the most. I like sweet, so I think this one's probably the tastiest, I think. It's nice, honestly, it's quite nice. Should probably try and get into sake a little bit more.
I don't really know where we are right now. We just went up a back street, went through a gate, and we are transported into this little alley. Where is it? I don't know, but it's cute to explore.
I mean, I guess that's what Obuse is all about, right? Just kind of exploring these back streets. No matter where you go, it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, you get down and you find some hidden store, some hidden restaurant. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Taking the time to wander down back streets is something we'd recommend for any small town, but Obuse is a particularly cool place to do this because of its open garden program. Many local residents and businesses have opened up their gardens to the public, with more than 100 throughout the area. All you have to do is look for the "Welcome to my garden" sign. Although sometimes, even when we did follow the official sign, we felt a little bit out of place.
There was a sign out the front of this place to say it's an open garden. Or welcome to my garden, but honestly feels like we're inside someone's house at the moment and we're a little bit unsure.
I feel very uncomfortable.
I think we'll go and try and find a different one.
This feels legit.
This feels like one we are definitely allowed in.
I guess it's probably because it's also on the back of a store here, a little cafe. This is lovely. I love that moss.
This is cute, isn't it?
Oh, it keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is that pink? How is that tree looking pink?
And then we come up over here. Here's another welcome to my garden sign.
There you go. They've actually got some good signposting to let you know where you can and can't go.
Okay.
Can't go that way, we gotta go this way.
To finish out the day, we headed to one last cafe. One of our favorite things about traveling Japan is how every region has its own food or drink that it really embraces. And for Obuse, that is chestnut. The nut has been cultivated in the town for hundreds of years and was even given as a gift to the shogun during feudal Japan. Leaning into and trying foods from the different regions you visit in Japan is something we can't recommend enough. And usually doing a quick Google search will get you started on the specialities. Is this the third time today that we've been to a restaurant or cafe? Yes, it is. Are we apologetic about that? No, we are not. And right now it is kuri time or chestnut time. I got yokan, which is a kind of, hard to describe, like chewy, gelatinous sweet. Usually it comes with sweet red bean paste. But this one is chestnut, of course. And then Roy got something called oshiruko, which also traditionally comes with sweet bean soup, actually. But this one, again, is chestnut and it has mochi inside. And Roy loves oshiruko. every time we go anywhere, he always picks his head in the cafe and goes, oh, does it have oshiruko? Especially in autumn and winter, because it's hot. It's a hot soup, so it's really delicious. And now we'll turn it around and see what Roy thinks of the chestnut version of it.
Whoa. That's thick. Oh my god, I'm actually not ready for this. Oh my god, that is so thick. It's good and sweet. It's like drinking like a pure straight syrup. I think they've overdone it with this one. I mean, it's delicious though, but I think it's supposed to complement the mochi balls maybe.
If you're interested in deep diving into the history and local food, you could easily spend a whole day in Obuse. And this is true of a lot of towns in Japan. If you'd like to see how Obuse could fit into a larger trip, we've got a full itinerary video for Central Japan, and you can check that out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.